Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that a tiny investment you made, something as small as $50, has suddenly turned into $500, $5,000, or even $50,000. It sounds unrealistic, but this is exactly how wealth has been created by people who understood the power of timing, patience, and opportunity. Your life can change when you put your money into the right companies at the right moment. Because the truth is simple. The stock market rewards people who take small steps consistently. And sometimes, the smallest step, like buying a stock under 50 cents, can lead to the biggest transformation of your financial future. People often think only the rich can make money through investing, but that is not true. Many of today's millionaires started with very little. They didn't win the lottery, they didn't have special connections, and they didn't start with massive wealth. They simply learned how money works. They learned that the stock market is not just a place where rich people play. It is a machine that grows the money of anyone who understands it. Even a normal person with normal income can turn tiny investments into life-changing outcomes. But here's the real secret. It is not about buying expensive stocks. It is about finding opportunities before the world sees them. It is about discovering the hidden companies, the underpriced assets, the forgotten sectors, and the ignored players that are quietly building something huge behind the scenes. And that is what brings us to today's video. Because today, we are exploring penny stocks under 50 cents that have the potential to explode in the future. But before we go into them, remember one thing. The goal of penny stocks is not to gamble. The goal is to find companies that are undervalued, overlooked, or in early stages of growth. So sit tight, listen carefully, and pay attention. Because the opportunities in this list might not stay cheap forever. One correct decision today could change your financial life tomorrow. Number 1 is Alt Alliance. This company operates across many sectors, including energy, real estate, defense technology, and digital assets. It is one of those companies that looks confusing at first because it has its hands in many different industries. But that is exactly why investors are watching it closely. Alt Alliance is building long-term assets that generate cash flow. They invest in data centers, power plants, and energy infrastructure. They even own companies that support artificial intelligence operations. Why does this matter? Because our world is moving into a future built on data, power, and automation. And companies that own the infrastructure behind this transformation often see massive growth. The stock is extremely cheap right now, but the company is still expanding, still buying assets, and still moving forward. If they continue growing their energy and data operations, investors could see surprising upside in the future. Number 2 is Syntex Technologies. This company develops advanced ceramic materials used in aerospace, defense, medical implants, and high-temperature environments. Ceramics might sound boring, but they are incredibly important in modern technology. From jet engines to armor plates to robotics, ceramic composites are used in places where metal cannot survive. Syntex focuses on high-strength, heat-resistant materials. And here is the important part. Their technology is becoming more valuable as industries move toward lighter, stronger, and more durable components. When new defense contracts, aerospace partnerships, or medical device approvals happen, companies like Syntex can suddenly surge. And because it is currently under 50 cents, many investors see it as a long-term speculation with strong technical potential. Number 3 is Eargo. This company created high-tech hearing devices that are small, comfortable, and rechargeable. Most people do not realize how big the hearing aid market is. Millions of people around the world need hearing support, and the industry is worth tens of billions of dollars. Eargo is focusing on making hearing aids more accessible, more affordable, and more technologically advanced. They have faced challenges in the past, but they are restructuring, improving their product line, and expanding distribution. If the company successfully stabilizes and grows, Eargo could recover and increase in value significantly. The hearing device market is only getting bigger, and companies that innovate early often become leaders later. Number 4 is and its name is HUMBL. This company focuses on digital payments, online marketplaces, and blockchain solutions. In simple words, Humble wants to build the next generation of digital commerce. They want to make it easier for people to send money, buy digital assets, support businesses, and use mobile financial tools. The company is still in early stages, and it has a long way to go. But here is why investors are watching. Digital payments are growing worldwide, and companies that successfully build strong platforms often see huge growth in the long run. Humble is evolving, releasing new updates, and working on expanding its digital ecosystem. At its current price, some investors see it as a high-risk but high-potential long-term play. Number 5 is this healthcare company is working on therapeutic treatments for immune system conditions, viral infections, and inflammation. Their main product candidate is a drug designed to support immune response in patients with serious conditions. And although the company has had challenges, investors still follow it because the biotech sector can create massive results from a single breakthrough. One successful approval, one strong clinical trial, or one partnership can turn a penny stock into a major player. Citadin has ongoing research research and developments that keep investor interest alive. Biotech is always risky, but sometimes risk creates rewards. Number 6 is ZW Data Action Technologies. This company works in digital marketing, blockchain solutions, and online business platforms. They help companies grow through technology, automation, and data-driven marketing strategies. As businesses continue moving online, companies like ZW Data become more relevant. Digital marketing is one of the fastest-growing industries, and companies that develop smart solutions are often positioned for long-term growth. The stock is under 50 cents, but the company is continuing to expand. And if they secure strong partnerships or launch new successful platforms, the stock could rise over time. Number 7 is Bionanogenomics. This company works in the genetic analysis sector and is developing technologies that help scientists study complex DNA structures. Their product, called the Saphir system, helps researchers find genetic variations linked to diseases. Genetics is the future of medicine, and companies in this space have enormous potential because the world is investing heavily in personalized healthcare and advanced medical research. Bionano has faced ups and downs, but the technology itself is impressive. If the company gains more adoption in research centers or receives breakthroughs in clinical applications, the stock may recover and grow. Number 8 is Gevo. This company works in sustainable aviation fuel and renewable energy. The world is shifting toward cleaner alternatives, and aviation fuel is one of the biggest challenges. Gevo focuses on creating fuel alternatives that reduce carbon emissions. If government policies continue supporting clean energy, companies like Gevo could see increased demand. Even though the stock is very cheap now, the long-term future of renewable aviation fuel is huge. Investors who believe in green energy often consider companies like Gevo for long-term positions. Penny stocks are never guaranteed, but they do carry something powerful. Potential. The potential for a small investment to become something meaningful. The potential for a forgotten company to rise. The potential for your decision today to shape your financial future. Always research, always learn, and always be smart with your decisions. But never forget, sometimes the biggest opportunities come from the smallest beginnings.